I got a job, I got a job, I got a job, I got a job, I got a job. I got a job. I am officially a music instructor for primary school children. I'm kind of nervous. I have to start on Monday. My training is tomorrow. I have to start on Monday. Being thrown into a classroom of children to teach them about music, teach them about songwriting, which is what they're studying at the moment. I have to jump in the deep end. We're going to talk about songwriting. I think I was born to like talk to children, to be honest, because like I get on with children like really a lot. But I think the overexcitement has given me a headache because I have a headache right now. I'm filming this at nighttime. I never film at nighttime. It's always the daytime. But I have a whole training session tomorrow, and so then I won't be able to film tomorrow, so I'm filming tonight. What are we talking about today? Stop having sex with him. Ooh. Stop it. Stop. I said that with absolutely like no intention in my brain. I was just telling you to stop doing something. I don't even know what I said. I know what I said because I was reading it from the paper. But I had no intention in my brain when I said it. So let me say it again. Stop having sex with him. Stop it. Stop. I want to give you some encouragement because I feel like we just go around in circles sometimes in life and we do things that doesn't help us, doesn't make us feel good about ourselves, wastes our bodies and our energies and our skills and our time and our emotions. Like, damn. So let's just stop doing it. So I'm here to strengthen you so then you could do the right thing and to stop wasting your time and your precious memories. Because all these things that you do turn into memories, and memories form you, they make you. And if you don't have guidance around you, memories can destroy you. So, story time. I've never had a situationship ever, but I had one time. Actually, no, I did have one before, but I liked him a lot. So to me, it wasn't a situationship. But this is one that I'm going to talk about. It was because I didn't really like him like that. I actually had no intention in loving him like ever. And I saw him more as a sex toy, a breathing sex toy. But it wasn't intentional. It's because he kept doing all the wrong things, like all the time. Like he wouldn't be like, when I'm falling in love, I need you to be on me. When I want to talk to you, I need you to be available. When I message you, I need you to reply. And I need you to constantly do it. So if you say to me, well, Nayna, we're adults now, I can't message you all the time, I need you to get out of my way for somebody else who can, because I can, as a working adult, I can sit on my phone and reply to people, even though today was a hectic day, but I could still find time on my hectic day to reply to somebody that I have a crush on. So if you're playing games and you don't want to reply to me, or if you want to keep me hanging because you think that that's the right thing to do, like, get out of my way. Like, don't talk to me. Anyway, so he was already doing these things as soon as I met him. Like, he was just not giving me attention, but yet his words were telling me different, right? And I just got so frustrated with him from the very get-go. So I decided that I was going to use him as my sex toy. That sex toy lasted only like 5 times over a span of like 3 years or something. It's just so ridiculous. I swear I only had sex with that guy like 5 times, and I was doing that over 3 years. Like, wow. That's how much he didn't utilize his sex toy, because that's what I was, and he didn't utilize it. Like, sorry mate, you didn't utilize it. So don't complain, don't cry about it, don't bug me now, please. You should have utilized it when you had it. You didn't, because you were trying to play games. Anyways, I had never found myself in that situation before, because I'm all about falling in love, I'm all about like but I was in a different place in my life. Anyway, so I remember one time I was driving home from his flat, and actually I always felt like this all the time. After leaving his flat, I always felt this thing, and I told myself on the way there that, listen Nayna, we don't need to feel that thing afterwards, right? Because we know what we want here. We're going to get it. So you don't need to feel that thing that you always feel when you leave in his flat, which is disappointment. It's like feeling like I did something wrong, feeling like he doesn't deserve to have me. Why am I giving myself to him? We don't need to think none of that, because we know he's a sex toy. That's all we're doing. So on the way home, get it out of your head. Don't overthink it, okay? So then I left his flat. I was on my way home. This was the last time I ever had sex with him, by the way, which I'm proud of myself. I left his home and I was on the motorway, because it takes 45 minutes to get to his house, so you have to go through the motorway to get to his house. and that feeling starts to come over me and I can't shake it. It feels like, I'm trying to remember what it feels like. It was such a long time ago now, like damn. It felt like I had just poisoned my body. I wanted to feel proud of myself, like, well, yeah, I just tried something and I got it, and yeah, I got my fix, and I didn't feel like that. It felt like I just gave myself to somebody who really should not have had me. Like, why did I do that? But it wasn't words, it was this feeling in my chest of like, I felt polluted. I didn't feel clean. It's like I need to go home and shower and forget that this ever happened. And I was thinking, why? And we said we weren't gonna feel this way. Why do you have to feel this way? You need a shower to wash him off? Like, anyways, let's get on to the subject, please. The feeling that I had with this guy, I think, is a little bit different than the feeling that people have when they are in love with the guy. Because there's a few different ways where you need to stop having sex with him. And this is one of the ways, but there are other ways. Because when we're hung up on a guy, which I remember doing like as well, like you just hung up over him and he decides that he wants to come and see you, and you drop everything to have him, and then you give yourself to him, you have sex with him, and then he leaves and you feel like a bit hurt. You feel like, I don't think he feels this way, I don't think he feels that way. You start to feel insecure about the exchange, and then you say to yourself, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm gonna play hard to get. I'm gonna teach him a lesson. And then he comes around, and what happens? You give yourself to him, and you don't teach him a lesson because you're hung up on him, and you keep giving yourself to him because he asks for it. But this was a bit different. This was more of the woman who is bored. She needs attention, she needs affection, she wants to be touched, she misses being touched. There's no other options, but I have that option, and he's good looking enough, and he's this enough and that enough, so I'm gonna do it. And then because you're bored, you do it. You give yourself to him. And I don't know if that's the right word or not. Give yourself to him, as if like you're some like prize to be given. Like, I'm not a prize. Unless you're a prize as well, then we're both prizes here. But if you're not a prize, I'm not a prize, okay? We're equals in this game, right? So I'm not sure about giving myself to him, but you had sex, and then you say, I don't think I should do that again, and then again you find yourself bored, and you're like, but I want to be touched, and I want this and I want that, and then you start scrolling through your phone, and then you like send a message, and it's like, oh, there you go, and then you end up doing it again and having sex again because you're bored and you crave affection, you need affection, and this available asshole is available, and so then you think it's going to be easy and you just do it, and then you give into it, and then you go. Either way, he's an asshole. And if he's not an asshole, he's just not your match. Because why? Because you feel dissatisfied afterwards. You feel upset afterwards. You feel like you're not emotionally satisfied, you're not happy, you're not on top of the world. Because I feel like this is next in my life. Like, I could feel it, that my next relationship, I'm going to be on top of the world. When you're in love and it works and it's healthy and it's beautiful and it's inspiring and it's uplifting, you feel that way. People look at you and they're like, oh, you look like you're glowing, or oh, you look happy. Because you are happy, because that's what love does to you. It uplifts you, it makes you happy, it makes you shine, and so that's what it should look like when you have sex with somebody. That's what it should look like if you met up with somebody last night, and if you're feeling heartbroken, disappointed, insecure, ugly, unattractive, hurt, your heart is hurting, any of those things, you're feeling dirty, you're feeling poisoned, if you're feeling any of those things, that's not what you're supposed to be feeling when you have sex with somebody. And I think we know that, but we do need to hear that. I think we deep down we know it, because we say to ourselves that we're not going to do it anymore. There's a reason why you're saying that to yourself, because it isn't the best thing for you to do. And look, this is why it's not a healthy thing for you, right? Let's talk about it. Unless you are absolutely careless, which you have to get into that mindset, and I'm going to get into that afterwards, right? Unless you can be this like heartless woman, which some of us can turn into that, but a lot of us don't feel that way because we're naturally looking for love. But we can be heartless. But if you can't be heartless and you're looking for love, you're going to care about the actions of people. Even if you don't want to, you're going to care. And if these actions and the storyline or the visions or the pictures or the experience doesn't match what you want or desire, you're going to have thoughts about it, and they're going to be about you. What did I do wrong? Why didn't he do this? Because of me, because of me. It all becomes a self-reflection. And even if you're able to blame other people for things going wrong, which I can't do that, but even if you can, I feel like deep down, blaming other people is like a mask, and deep down, you know how you feel. and you feel like it's your fault, you feel like it's something that you're doing wrong, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not this, that I'm not that, you know, he's not making me feel loved, that means that I'm not lovable. He is not showing me that he wants to be with me, that means that I'm not good enough for him. You know, he only ever wants me for sex, that means that I'm only a vagina to him. And I want to be more than a vagina. I want to be the love of his brain, the love of his body, the love of his heart. And I'm not. I'm only the love of his penis. So these thoughts, even if they're unconscious or if they're conscious, if you know that you're having them or you don't know that you're having them, they create your character. They create your persona. They create your thinking, your influence. You end up hating men because of these experiences, because they form your brain and how you look at life and how you look at men and how you look at yourself. And you know, if anything, if we can't stop having sex with these people, if anything, then we should learn to like not turn it towards us. Like, let's look at the truth of what's going on. Everybody's immature. So no, it's not your fault, darling, that he doesn't love you. He's an immature guy, because mature people don't play stupid games. They don't play with people's hearts. They don't do things that are disrespectful. They just don't. Mature people are thoughtful. They are intentional, and they want to uplift you, and they want to make the world a better place. So if I'm breaking your heart and I'm using you for sex, I don't want to make the world a better place, which means that I'm immature. And so then if you end up having sex with an immature guy, you should not be giving him credit to form who you are, because he's not intelligent enough to help you form who you are. My migraine really wants to like get involved today. So if he's not intelligent to help you become your best self, you should really not get him involved and make him important to make your best self. You should see him as a walking dildo. Again, I don't think that's easy for a lot of us women if we don't know how to be heartless, if we're looking for love. But we have to be honest with ourselves of what we're doing. And maybe because the guy that I was talking about with the 3-year thing, I knew that he wasn't intelligent enough to build me up. He wasn't the right person. I knew it. And I went to his house knowing that I didn't want that from him. I wanted sex. That's all that I wanted. Yet I left his house. And maybe because he was dreaming up this fantasy that I'd be his wife, we're gonna have kids and we're gonna get married, and because he had all these fantasies in his brain, it somehow got into me. And so then I went home with these unwanted images, knowing that they're not true. So what am I doing here? No, I'm not going to be your wife. So why am I doing this? And maybe that was the poison that I was feeling anyways. The point is that these thoughts and these experiences, they form us. They form our ideas of life. They influence how we behave, how we see the world, how we react to each other. And if you like it or not, they are making you, they're molding you into the human that you become. And so that's why it's important to control what you become. Because do you want to become something you don't want to be? Nah, I don't want to. I want to be in control of who I become. So let's talk about the heartless woman, because that's the problem. I knew he was a walking dildo to me, but when I went to his house, I was Nayna still. So Nayna wants to help people. She wants to empower people. Before we had sex, we'd be having dinner, we'd be drinking, we'd be talking. He would tell me things and Nayna would be reacting. So then of course I'm going to be kind, I'm going to be loving, because that's who I am. So I'm already not heartless. And for heartless to work, you really have to be cold all the way through. So then you don't have any attachments. But I'm attaching because I'm giving you advice about your life. I'm listening to you about this. I'm trying to understand you. I'm connecting with you. Not sexually, but I'm connecting with you. So that's not heartless. And I feel like for you to be able to use a guy just as a dildo, you cannot have any type of connection to him, because he has to be a dildo. You put the dildo in a drawer, now you close the drawer. Now we forget about it. It's over. But if you're giving the dildo advice and you're talking to the dildo, then it's no longer just that. It's a relationship. So maybe these women that are heartless, that they don't have a problem to just have sex with a guy and then just leave and forget that it ever happened. Maybe they know how to switch off any care from the whole entire process. And if you can do that, then okay, you don't get impacted. You don't have the same impact. Then yes, it's not unhealthy. You can go ahead and do it because it's not unhealthy. Because I think what's unhealthy is that when you allow it to connect with you. And if it connects with you, it gets into your psyche. And that's where it molds you, it influences you. And if you know how to shut that off, you don't exist, okay. But a lot of people don't do that. because they're kind in nature. So they connect naturally without even trying. They connect with people. And if you're trying not to care, that already means that you're not heartless, because you're trying not to care. So I do care, but I'm going to try not to care. Exactly what I did with this guy. I said, no, not this time. I'm going to not care. I'm going against my natural state, which is to care. I care. I care about humans, I care about people, so of course I'm going to care about you. Even though I don't want to, I want to just use you. I want you to be my sex buddy, but that's not who I naturally am. So it's like you're lying to yourself. So if you're pretending not to care, it's still a mask. And so in reality, it's still influencing you. It's still creating your personality. Who you believe that you are. I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. It's influenced by what's going on. I don't know why. I like the idea. This is going to sound really naughty and really bad, but I'm just going to say it anyway. But I remember Rita Ora had a story one time that she cheated on Rob Kardashian or something, and he like went crazy on the internet saying, oh, you're a hoe and this and that. How can you sleep around with this and that? And I remember feeling like I wanted to be her. I want that to be me. I want to break his heart because I'm having sex with all these people, and it's just not inside of me, but I just kind of admire it a little bit, because it's like, how can you be so cold? How can you leave this guy's house, switch him off, go to the next one, switch that one off when you leave? You just switch them all off. You switch it on when you want, switch it off when you want. And I guess like a lot of people can do this. Like maybe men could do it more than women, I don't know, but there's people who can do it, and I don't know how they can do it, because I care. I really care. And maybe it's like the bigger morals of life, and maybe that's why I can't do it, because my bigger moral of life is that I have to care. I have to help the world. That's like my bigger moral. So of course that's going to then influence how I treat people in any scenario. And maybe these people, they don't have that bigger moral. They actually have a different bigger moral, which is everybody is out for themselves, therefore I choose to not care about anybody. Maybe that's their bigger moral. Maybe that's why they can be heartless and they can switch people off and on when they want, because the bigger moral is telling them that they don't need to respect anybody, and mine is telling me I need to respect everybody and everybody's equal and we deserve to live in heaven. So of course then I can't then treat people badly in my one-to-one sessions with people. I've written a note here that says, why do men do it? And I think I've literally just answered it. They switch off from connecting with you. They switch off from understanding you, from knowing you, from caring about what's going on in your head, in your feelings, in your existence. Your existence it's not real to me. It's only real for as much as I want it to be real. And as soon as it starts to play with my needs and my wants, then I'm going to push yours away. Nope, because this is what I need, this is what I want, so I'm going to be selfish in what I need and I want. So if you start telling me things that get in the way of me, nope, you're not real. I'm not listening to it. So if you're crying saying, please don't cheat on me, but he wants to have sex with this girl, nope, my needs to have sex with her, so I'm going to ignore your crying and I'm going to still do what I have to do because it's my needs. Why? Because my bigger moral of life is that I don't need to respect anybody. I only need to respect my mum or, elders, but people like this, no, I don't need to respect them. What? And I feel like that's what we do. We don't teach people the bigger morals, and of course we don't in this world, because money and class and hunger for power is what rules the world. So of course we don't teach that everybody's equal and that everybody needs to be respected and that everybody needs to be heard and to be helped and to be loved. Everybody, even the mosquitoes. The mosquito gets on my nerves, and yet I go and get a cup with a paper and I take him out and then I throw him into the air and I come back in my house, because my bigger morals tell me that that's what everybody deserves. They deserve respect, and I know that the mosquito is not respecting me because he bit me in my foot and it really hurt. I know he's not respecting me, but Nayna is not the mosquito. Nayna has morals. And then the next person's like, okay, well, my moral says that I give people what they give me. That's not my morals, that's your morals. So therefore then you're gonna find it easier to disconnect and hurt people and then not care, and that's not me. And maybe that's not you, otherwise you wouldn't cry. And actually we cry because we allow ourselves to believe that this person is going to treat us differently. We dream up the scenario of what this person means to us and how they're going to treat us, and then when they break the idea we cry because we've connected to them. We've allowed ourselves to connect to them. Because if we didn't allow the connection, then we wouldn't be crying. That's a good point, yeah. I've not cried over a guy. I was gonna say, I've not cried over a guy for a very long time yet, but this guy that I was having sex with over the 3 years, I got so angry at him like a few times that I actually cried of anger of how like stupid he was and how irritating he was and how just like, I think, yeah, that he was like a massive mind manipulator, because like, why was I crying in anger? Anyways, I cried in anger over him. But you know, like when you lay in bed and you're crying because your heart is broken, I have not done that for maybe like, what, 7 years or something? Why have I not cried over a guy? So that worries me, because then does that mean that I've not connected to somebody? But I still care though, I still care about them. Anyway, so what do we want? And I guess I've already touched on it. We want love. We want to be cherished. We want to be uplifted. We want to be matched right, you know? Excited for the same things. Excited to talk about the same things. Like, oh. It'll be a dream come true, right? If I can find a guy to talk to have sex with, who wants to talk about changing the world, who wants to talk about the complexities of existence, about God complex, about life complexes, all of that, and I want to have sex with him. That's pretty amazing. So I think that's what we want. We want to match with people who can stimulate our mind and our hearts and our genitals. I think that's what we're all looking for. And if somebody doesn't do that, we have to learn to let go. So let's conclude this video. The question is, do you deserve it, right? Can you have it? Can you find it? What do you deserve? Is that why we put up with these things? Is that why you keep having sex with him? Because you don't know what you're entitled to. You don't know where to find it. You don't have time to find it. So I just put up with it. And then you keep doing it. But what's this doing to you? It's making you. It's making who you are. So you've been having sex with this guy for 7 years because you don't know if you can find another one, and you don't have time to find another one. So you're just settling for this one. This is building who you are. His character is influencing your character. The way he treats you is influencing how you accept people to treat you. It's making who you are. And what do you deserve? So me, I'm more stubborn, right? I'm not gonna settle. I was having sex with a guy because I thought I was in control. I wasn't settling for him. I was choosing him. Not once did I think, oh, there's not another one. Oh, I might as well go with him. Like, no, not once. I was like, no, actually, I want him. Like, I chose him. And I'm stubborn like that. Like, I'd rather stay alone. And actually, I do stay alone. I just like stay forever alone. But I don't care. I don't mind. I'm definitely not missing out on anything. I've seen the humans out there. I'm not missing out on anything. And plus the dildo's fine. And plus, like, I have imagination. So my imagination is good enough. I could just like fantasize about men, and that's good enough for now. And plus there's bigger problems in the world, right? There's bigger problems in the world. And let's fix that, so then like maybe everything else will be fixed. Because if you're working 80 hours a week, if that's possible, I don't know if that's possible. And so then you don't have time to like socialize and then to find love and to spend time with love, right? That's already a problem. So if we fix that, then we're gonna fix like a big problem. Because I feel like the way that we find love is that we have to like interact with like different crowds and different people. Like we have to actually interact in different spaces, because if you're going from A to B, A to B, A to B for like years on end, like of course it's going to be hard for you to find different people to interact with, that's where you're going to find different types of love. So you're only going from A to B, of course you're not going to find it unless a miracle happens. But like maybe a miracle is like 1% of a chance that it will happen, and we need to give ourselves 100% of a chance that it will happen. So we need to be more free, more available to travel, to see different people, socialize, and then we have a bigger chance of finding a good match to be in love with. And I think that's what we want, because it feels good to be in love. It feels really, really good to be in love. To admire somebody, to be attracted to them, to like wonder about them, and to like to look at them. And then if they like to look at you too, you get all like flustered and fluttered, like, oh my gosh, he likes me too. Like, I think that's all like really fun, and I love that. And I think that's what we're looking for. So if you don't have that, bin it, get rid of it, bye, see you later. And if you want that, then go and put yourself in spaces where you're bound to find it, which is socializing, different spaces all the time. Talk to people, and then eventually in the 8 billion people on earth, you're going to find people that make you feel that way, and that they feel the same way about you, and then you have a good old time being in love. Now you can watch another one of my videos if it doesn't go right, because I talk about things like that all the time, like what should you do. Miss advice over here. But to round it up, be honest with yourselves. How do you feel? Be honest, and don't try to make yourself feel better. Like, just take it a step at a time. Don't cover it up. Like, this guy makes me feel ugly. I know, but Nayna, you're not ugly. Okay, that was too fast. Stop at each step. This guy makes me feel ugly. Before you defend yourself and call yourself pretty and try to fight the truth, first of all, just hold it for a second. This guy makes me feel ugly. What are you going to do about that? That's the truth. That's the truth. That's how he makes you feel. So we have to pay attention to the feeling before we try to cover it up and make it better. Pay attention to the feeling. How do you feel? What's the truth? And that will tell you if that person is healthy for you or not. And if he's not healthy for you, if the truth is that he makes you feel ugly, unwanted, unattractive, unloved, poisoned, unsafe, that's the truth. Before you cover it up with an excuse, that's the truth. That's how I feel. If you feel that way, then stop having sex with him. Bin it. Sorry, I know this goes both ways if I have men watching this video. Bin it. Okay, let's move on to the quote of the week. Marilyn Monroe, apparently, because I don't know, I wasn't there, I don't know her, but she apparently said, no sex is wrong if... I'm trying to speak like her. No sex is wrong if... No, that's not how she speaks. No sex is wrong if there is love in it. I kind of half agree with her because I kind of half don't, because the love has to be mutual for that to be true. Because I might love you, but if you don't love me, then it's not right. It is wrong. Because you're making me feel unwanted. The reality is that I am unwanted because you don't love me. I love you. So that would be like the wrong kind of sex. And even if there is a mutual love, I was going to say, if there's abuse in it, then that's not like, that's also wrong sex. But technically, in the moment of having sex, you're not really, unless they are abusing you. I don't think they're going to abuse you if they love you. And if they love you and they're like hitting you and they love you, I don't think that that's like proper love. I feel like that's like some weird obsessive attachment, and then they call that love, but it's not. It's actually an attachment. You're attached to that person. You need them to stay there to make you feel a certain way, but it's not love. And you think it's love because I need them to stay, and you abuse them, and yes, I love you. It's like, that's not love. That's an attachment. So it has to be innocent love, and it has to be reciprocated. Otherwise, it's not very healthy. It seems like we have a long way to go to like educate people. I just signed a new contract for the job, and signing a contract made the whole thing like so rubbish. Like, the contract was just so like evil. Like, all contracts are so evil. Like, the contract was saying, if you take a break for your lunch, you don't get paid for it. If you don't submit the forms in time, we will hold your pay. If you do this, this will happen. If the session gets cancelled, you are only get paid for the sessions that you work. It was just so like aggressive and angry, and it's everywhere. Like, this, like, people see this as normal, and it's like so much in this world is not normal. It's like evil and disgusting. So we have such a long way to go to teach people what kindness is, and that the world should be run by kindness, and that is our birthright. So there's so long to go, but I have a feeling that it's like a domino effect, that it could, the long way could just be like whoop, like a domino, like whoop, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what happened? Everything has changed. And maybe the domino effect is just the fact that people need to realize that they are entitled to have a good life. They are entitled to be safe and to be loved. And once you get that, and you believe in that, then the rest will be history. And maybe that's the single task of the world, is to teach people that that's true. You deserve to be loved, you deserve to be safe, you deserve to be having a good old time. Get that into your heads, please. And then you can have sex with him for as much as you want. But until that moment, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Have sex with your dildo. Have sex with your dildo, because your dildo is not going to make you feel ugly. It's not going to make you feel unwanted. It's not going to make you feel shamed. Just buy a dildo. Yeah. Or become a predator and go find other ones that, yeah, just go out on the scene and find other ones. Be social. Go and be social. That's what you should do. Go be social. And then you're bound to find another one, and another one, and another one. So until next time, go find another one. I'll see you very soon. Okay, goodbye.